Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Who knows what he could do if what you say is true?
That is precisely why I'll find evidence.
Fine, do what you want. I'm just trying to reason with you.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
はい、どうも皆さんこんばんは、ざきです。今日もクトゥルフやっていきましょい。とりあえず、収容所から抜け出してきたね。そしてこの二人に助けられたと。こっちに話しかけられない。あ、ま
How's
ず
our
か。
fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
オカルトプロじゃないと出せないのがある。どれから行こうか。ちょっと悩むね。とりあえずね、前々回かな。前々回、このブラッドリーが、なんだっけな、ホーキンの主人、枯れ果てた姿に刺されたから、ちょっと話しかけてみようか。
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
医学のプロもあんのか。とりあえずこれちょっと
I
見
heard
て
you
みよ
talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
無理やり話を切ってきたな。今ちょっとこれやったらなんか今。
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
フラオニだ
I
ね。
didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
空鬼ってなんだっけ
Sanders
な。
said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
うわ、これは、二択、この二択は悩むな。いや、とりあえず、初めてなんだから、パッと思いっきりいこう。
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
やっぱり命運左右したか。
Madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
このブラッドリーが正直怪しいとは思ってる俺。
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
とりあえず、違う、こっち。5ポイントもあるんですよ。で、ここは、医学とオカルトもプロじゃないとダメってなってたけど、見つけないと上がらないから、ストーリー上どっかに物が落ちてて、それを見つけないと上がらないから、他のに振ってきます。この心理学も、欲しいから、多分ね、さっきのね、運が悪かったのもある。あと2ポイントか。全部。どうしようかな。正直、目星はもうこれでいいと思うんだよね。調査に関して振ろう。調査はね、やっぱり、探偵の。違う。これ。危ね、間違えた。増えたね、いろいろ。さっき話してたフランシス・サンダースが、なんか空鬼を見て知ってった。空鬼ね、ちょっとね、思い出したんだけど、次元をさまようものとして、こうね、描かれてるね。基本的には。ただね、獲物を見つけると、こう、殺意を犯して殺しに来るっていうのは、あるかな？あったかな？これがあれだね。こいつがこのブラッドリーを殺したはずなんだけども、なぜか生きてるっていう。ちょっと待って。めっちゃ動く。で、これが、さっきの修行所にいた医師で、こいつにいろいろ実験されたっていう感じだね。手がかりがここが。ここにはないってことか。ここら辺は、また、あれだね。あ、こういうのもあるんだ。ははー。まあ、いろいろ見ていけるでしょう。どうすればいいんだ？さあ、次に行きましょう。空鬼について妻に聞くために探偵がサンダースの家に向かうと。まあ、ここも絶対飛ばしてるけどね。はい。空鬼か。 界観、世界観。
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
はい。ということで、あれなんだね、会えなかったんだね。やっぱり、ああいう状況の人には合わせられないってか、まあ目も自分で潰してるぐらいだったからね。正直、産地だいぶなくなってたんでしょうね。狂気がないっていう状況なんだけど。とりあえず、まあ、この人が責任を感じるところじゃないところはつっ
What
てとこ
happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course.
え
Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
なんか、いや、正直ちょっとびっくりしたんだけど、名誉左右するが来たか。多分他にもいろいろあったんだろうね。とりあえず私が、いきなりこう根本行くと大変そうだから、ちょっと、
With all due respect,
この状
Mrs.
況。
Sanders, it was you who sent him to this asylum, not me.
How dare you? What was I supposed to do, detective? Upon seeing such a brilliant mind disintegrate in this way, waking with a start every night with him shrieking in horror, petrified before this accursed painting, unable to look away, until he managed to gouge his eyes out with his own hands. I should have listened to Dr. Fuller, let him intern him months ago. If I am to be condemned, it is because I did not act sooner.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
いや、もう行くだろ
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting
Eh?
by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders.
あ
I
りがとう
won't
ござ
be
います。
long.
いやー。気になるとこだね。
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
あ、なんだこれ。この奥にあるのがあれかな。再現がある。やるっきゃね。
A house of artists.
芸術家の家。
A house of artists.
お、死にかく。
Friends, even?
まあ、芸術家同士仲が良かったんだろうね。これは、奥さんの絵かな。服が似てる気がするけど。
What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
これか。
He was
なんだ消える。なんだ待って待って、消える消える。
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
呆れてる感じなんだろうね。絵を見る感じでは。素晴らしいって称賛してるように見えるね。なんだ
The Shambler. I need to see it.
微動だにしなくなった。あ、動いてるけど。この人も若干、やばい予感すんだよな。いやー、広い家だな。
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
聞いてみよう、早速。
Irene,
びっくりした。
I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
脳裏にいる。開かないか。綺麗な油絵はいっぱいありそうだな。えそんな選択肢守れなかったじゃん。やべ、待って。彼女から電話が来た。ちょっと待ってね。はい、すいませんね。ちょっとね、電話が来てね、一回保留にしちゃいました。この本、読む読まないがあるのかな。ちょっとね、一回落としちゃったからね、アプリケーション。読めんのかなわかんないけど。めっちゃ見てるかな。
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
試してみるか。
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
カーソル上にやってたら。
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting.
何?
To finally give it away for nothing. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
筋力。ふん、開いた。なんか開いた。サンダースの画廊の鍵。気になるね。あ、解剖学的質に関する論文。あ、医学のやつか。これは
A strange Amerindian pendant.
インディアン。なんだろうね。
I could use one of those.
セミ薬。まあ欲しいところだね。ちょっとあの本を置いといて、他のところないかちょっと一回見てきます。何もなかったら、すぐもカットしておきます。さて、特に新しいのはなかったんだけど、見てくか。いやもう読むでしょう。読む。怪物じみた正体不明の生物の百科事典のものを実践するような気がしてきた。絶対にこれクトゥルフの本。来てますね。来た3時。来たね。何の本かは、違う。行こうか。隠れるところがある？何から？なんだろう？何があるんだこれ。クトゥルフに詳しい人はこれ見て何かわかんのかな。で終わった。え？それは鬼かこれ。いや違う。なんだ？理解に及ばないものは恐怖心に変わるというが。
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
なるほどね。なんとなく分かった気がするわ。本当に理解がわからん。理解に及ばない。子供が涙を流しながら、アヒルを殺してる？狂気だな。 わかんねえ。後にしよう。一回ぐるっと見て回りましょう。またこう狂気的な。同じような顔のものがいっぱいあるな。
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
これは全くわからん。オイルが。これに反応するのがあるのかな。ちょっと軽くだけど見ていくか。
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The public entrance to the gallery.
いや、ライトアップするとより怖えな。やべ、久しぶりにちょっとドキドキする。オイルオイル。これか。裏はなんか置いてあるんじゃん。
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
びっくりした。ちょっとドキドキするね。行ってみようか。来た。
What the hell was that?
来てる来てる。やっぱり来てる。あぶれ。何をしたら勝ちなんだこれ。やばい、ブラックアウトする。ブラックアウトする。
I can't even touch it.
触ることすらできない。まずいまずいまずい。なんだ、何がある？さっきの担当が関係するのか。どこだどこだどこだ。うわー、くそー。 ちょっと次回はこいつ攻略からやっていきましょうか。くっそ。そしたら皆さん、お疲れ様でした。バイバイ。